Hello everybody and welcome back to Europa, where we have finished off, I think, getting all of our armies conformed to the new template. We have a few of them over here, there's no doubt about that. And we want to use these armies at some point. This is not exactly that point. The Mughals are at war. This is true. Wait, hang on. Didn't I order these armies to move up over this way? Or am I thinking of the last time we fought the Mughals? I think I'm thinking of the last time we fought the Mughals. But then I was like, did I forget to save? And then it was an auto-save, but I don't think that's the case. Let's check our load game here. Yeah, that's no auto-save. Okay. I am just going insane. That's fine. We can handle insanity. What we can't handle is all those elephants. It's a lot of elephants. So what we're waiting for here is we're waiting to see their manpower reserves tick down to 0. And I think our go signal is that their total amount of soldiers drops to 350k or less. I think that's our go signal. So we could get some army tradition or some military power. I mean, that's our army professionalism. Our army tradition is okay. I mean, that does boost our morale. And honestly, we're so far ahead in Miltech right now that I think army tradition is better for us currently. Socotra has been converted, and we will go ahead and get Karima next. Beautiful. Now, this is, of course, our military fleet here, and we definitely want that to dock up. So we're going to go ahead and dock over in Dhofar and go ahead and start repairing those before our next fight with the Mughals. There's the Ottoman army running around over there. I want to check in here. And you can see here that the Ottomans are currently actively hostile to us. So that's the thing. Have we eclipsed them so much that they're no longer a valid rival? That is correct. The Ottomans are no longer a valid rival for us. That's kind of funny. I like it. I like it a lot. So, I mean, as far as this over here goes, Portuguese Australia is currently being attacked a bit. I do want to increase our combat width here. I think I want to take this up to like 10 and 12. Kind of like that. We should have plenty of supply limit to make that happen. Okay, and for now, we're just banking manpower and keeping a very close eye on things like that fight right there. That fight looked amazing. I'm very pleased to see things like that. Yes, Ottomans, win! Beat the Mughals, Ottomans. Beat the Mughals. You can do it. I know you can do it. We're going to take some power here, for sure. That's admin power. Not terrible. We, of course, have embraced Enlightenment at this point. And there's no possible way for us to get industrialization to spawn in our territory, which is very unfortunate. We just don't have coal. That's all there is to it. There is no coal. Coal does not exist. That looked like a spicy battle up there. And I'm not sure who won. But either way, I like it. Mughals are down to 24k. We can grab our next diptech. That gives us access to 3-deckers. Beautiful. And we're going to upgrade our ships here in our military fleet. It costs 1,240 ducats, and that is irrelevant to us. Like, that's 2 months of income. We don't care. So all of these get upgraded. And we should also potentially... Oh, we must have captured some transports here. We should also potentially think about enlarging our navy a bit. We're going to bring this up to 20, and then we're going to build heavy frigates up to the force limit. Like that. Excellent. Now that'll take a little while to build. But that's okay. It'll take a little while for these ships to get repaired as well. Checking in on the Mughals here. 382k and 8k. Excellent. They have 12 idea groups. Oh, okay. They actually don't. They have 12 total ideas, which isn't very much, but I guess that explains how they got to Miltech 25 so quickly. Like, they got there very quickly before we did, and it was going to cost a huge amount of power to get it when they got it. Ooh, a Spain revolution. I mean, I don't think they're going to have a huge problem with dealing with it. If I'm honest, I think Spain can handle that. But that'll keep Spain busy for a little while. That's nice. Spain is also tough. There's no doubt about it. Checking in to make sure that Songhai is still allied with Ottomans. They are. If we declared, would Ottomans join? They would. And have plenty of reasons. They are pretty heavily in debt. But I'm definitely looking for a way to use this war to our advantage. Mughals are out of manpower. Our manpower is, of course, continuing to go up. I do want to check in on our building situation. No manufactories to be built. There are a couple of great temples to be built. No counting houses. One university in Dhofar. And we could build more trade power, but I kind of don't feel like that's a hugely useful thing. We could spam out additional training fields. Again, I feel like that's not hugely beneficial at this moment. Let's double check our states, make sure that those are all good to go. And indeed, they are. Excellent. Sounds good to me. So here's the thing. I want to fight them. We can't intervene in this war, and I don't necessarily want to. Five in favor of the Mughals. Okay. But if we go in here, -2. Who's the actual war leader here? Attacker against Revolutionary Geneva. Okay, so Revolutionary Geneva is the war leader. They're -18. I think if we're going to fight this, it needs to be soon. So we're going to start making our way up. There's a lot of units to order here. There's no doubt about it. But we're going to start moving in. And some of these may end up in the same province. We'll space them out if necessary. But this should, in theory, be enough troops. If this isn't enough troops, then I don't know what we're doing. Like, this is a lot of armies. This is a whole lot of armies. So we're heading up. And we're going to attack Hormuz again if we are not truced, but we're not. And that will put us in conflict just with Hormuz and the Mughals. And that's beautiful. We're going to need to get into position before we declare this, and we're going to take some attrition on the way up there, but that's okay. We're not expecting anywhere near the amounts of attrition that we had before. We are nearing our maximum military power, and yeah, we're never going to have enough military power to actually get Miltech 27. So for right now, what we should do is we should dismiss these two leaders, which are both crappy. And we're just going to roll up 3 new leaders. That's decent maneuver. That's kind of an all across the border. And mediocre. Okay. We'll execute him for treason. Our prestige is a little low. There's no doubt about that. So that is reducing our morale of armies. Or rather, not increasing it as much as it could be. So we're obviously going to continue to take attrition as we move through here, but once we get a bit more spread out, we shouldn't be taking heavy attrition in any of these areas, I don't think. And hopefully that's the case. Okay. We can see that there's Mughal stacks over here. We definitely want to put in, like, this general as, like, the vanguard over here. Oh, this army is not moving. Come on up here. And we'll see how this final positioning looks once everybody gets to their spot. I just kind of randomly ordered movements, so there's that. This is a lot of Mughal forces right up here. Great Britain wants military access. They're defending against France and against the Mughals. We accept. They can come through our territory. That's completely fine. If it helps them against the Mughals, we're happy to have that happen. The Mughals are down to 346k and 0 manpower. We're going to wait for some of these armies to leave before we declare this, but we are absolutely going to declare on the Mughals very, very shortly. I'm going to move this force up over here. And we have some troops up here, that's for sure. We want to stay fairly close together. Question is, do we declare now? We definitely need a solid leader here. This guy will do. I'd love to have a good siege leader here. This is the only guy that we've got with a single siege pip. So that's what we'll do. And then I guess we'll toss the other leader down over here. And that is this guy. Okay, the question is now the time? I think it might be. We'll let our navy get into position first. And like I said, I want these Mughal troops to leave. I don't want to immediately fight Mughal troops. Or at least, I don't want to immediately fight the bulk of their army. Something like this is probably acceptable. Although we're going to need to push up this way very quickly, and we know that we had some difficulties with this fort last time. Hence why we have the siege leader here. Okay. I think this is it. I think we do this. Do we get more ready than this? Yes, we do. We finish our ship construction. We bulk up our manpower. But ultimately, if we're not taking that ludicrous attrition that we were taking last time, which you can see here, none of these units are taking attrition. And none of them were taking attrition over here either. Now, granted, supply limits are going to be a bit lower in their territory, so there will be some light attrition that we take in some of these locations. But it's not going to be huge. We can grab all of this, and then we can start attacking the Mughals through here and here. They have the Ottomans to contend to contend with as well. I think this is the time. Do we co-belligerent the Mughals? No. We do not co-belligerent the Mughals. Even though the Mughals are our primary goal here, we want to cut into the Mughals a little bit and reduce their power level. The question is, how do we do this? Well, the answer is very carefully. We're going to confirm this. You can see here that the Mughals actually have less cavalry than we do at this point. They're down to only 52,000 cavalry, and I think all of those units are elephants, so they have a lot of elephants, for sure. But our amount of cannon has been dramatically increased. We have almost 1 million cannons deployed. If this is insufficient cannon to startle their elephants, I'm going to be sad. I have no idea if that's a mechanic in this game. I think it isn't. But regardless, we're going to confirm this. We are now at war with the Mughals. We're going to immediately send this force up to Muscat, this force up to Ibra, and we're just going to move in like this. Okay. From here, this invasion vector is maxed out. So now what we need to do is we need to send forces up this direction. We're not going to go all the way up here just yet, but we're going to send a good number of forces up this way. We're sticking very close together. These guys are heading there. Sounds good. We're going to do something kind of like this. We're going to have this guy immediately make for that location. And we're going to need to have units behind to back him up. Like so. Do we have multiple going to Yabrin? I don't think so. Okay. How's this looking? Looks solid to me. Okay, so we have a couple more forces here that are currently being held in reserve. We're going to send 2 units up this way, and we're going to send 4 units up this way. Like so. Zimbabwe is on the march. Go, my glorious armies. To victory. Okay, we converted somebody, so we're going to continue converting. We are taking some attrition, and that's because we're moving at some uneven paces. To be expected. Okay, this is getting a little laggy. These guys are in retreat, so we're not going to be able to fight them. That's okay. We don't mind that in the slightest. We are already at 1% war score. Beautiful. Okay, we can see this battle occurring. These guys are going to drop what they're doing and move in to reinforce that. These guys are going to move in to reinforce. We're actually winning this battle, shockingly. We have no leader here, and they had a numerical advantage. Wow, look at that morale differential. From Technology 5, from Technology 4. Army tradition, prestige, and power projection. That's the difference here, is that morale difference. Also, our discipline is higher than theirs now. Beautiful. We actually don't need huge numbers of reinforcements, but we're going to bring them in anyway. Okay, so we're winning battles. This is all to be expected. And we're taking over territory over here. A lot of these guys are going to remain where they're at for the time being. Okay, these guys are going to turn back around and back around. Because they're no longer needed here. And we're going to keep this slow and careful. We're not in a huge rush right now. The Mughals were already on the back foot when we came in here. Like, they're already having some difficulties. Sure, they're at +6 themselves in this war here. Revolutionary Geneva's at -19. Like, Revolutionary Geneva probably loses this, but we're actually on the same side as the Ottomans in this war, and that is what makes this extremely possible, and not just possible, but an extremely important move to make. So, this army here, they are going to need to chill for a bit and reinforce. We're still making our way over this way. Okay. For now, I'm okay with just solidifying our hold over here. Now, it is very possible that the Mughals come down over this way with their ports over this way. If they do, that's fine. We'll deal with them. No big deal. -14 here. What we want to do is control this strait. This is the highest importance to us right now. Okay, so we controlled this side, and now, just like that, the Mughals can no longer cross here because they don't control both sides, and we have naval superiority. We're going to move over to Hormuz. We have a breach over here. We see a Mughal army over this way. I'm going to immediately pop over a leader, and I'm going to let them lock in. And in we go with 3 units. This is overkill and very important. This is 10% of their army. If we stack wipe that, that's huge. Like, literally 10% of their army right here. Take them out. These guys are taking attrition, and it's because our allies are walking through. I guess that's fine. We should definitely move troops this direction to be able to reinforce up here if necessary. For now, we're mostly chilling to let these guys reinforce and let the Mughals kind of respond to what's happening here. The Mughals were definitely caught off guard. There's no doubt about that. That could be a stack wipe. It was. That was a stack wipe. At this point, we are going to start taking back Ottoman territory for them. We want to claw back war score over here for the Mughals, or rather against the Mughals. So that's great. We do have a religious idea that we can take, and we should do this. So that'll give us an extra missionary. Absolutely wonderful. Okay. So this is all looking very, very good. We're nearing our maximum power again, and we're going to continue moving over this way-ish. There's no real way to get there. Okay, so these guys are just going to chill and, like, go back. Actually, they can stay here. That'll be fine. We're taking these back for the Ottomans, and I'm sure they're very grateful and very confused. But this is what has to happen here. Okay, so that's a stack wipe of their ships. Now we can see that their primary transport fleet is here. We don't really know where their armies are, although we do know that we stack wiped 10% of them. So they're down to 292k and they have no manpower. This is Hormuz's army over here. I'm going to send these 2 units over to go deal with that. We shouldn't have problems with that. We're going to move this unit into Mogostan. Before we go, we are going to put in this leader. We're going to follow up with multiple units closing in to be able to follow up in support if necessary. Okay. Al-Ula has been occupied. That's great. We're going to just back off to somewhere where we're not taking attrition. We see additional Hormuzi troops over here. But this is fine. Medina has been occupied by the Ottomans. Good for them. Or more specifically, we occupied it back for the Ottomans. Mogostan has been occupied by us, and we now have a bit of a beachhead over here. Next thing that we want is to force this fleet to come out into the Straits of Hormuz. This is actually quite important to us. So we're going to do that. We're going to bring this unit up here. We're going to bring this unit into Mogostan to reinforce that. We're going to also attack Josk, and we're going to bring these guys up over this way to reinforce this push. With no Mughal troops on the horizon right now, we don't really know where to send some of our troops to respond to, but we're completely fine at this moment. These guys are making their way around, and they'll arrive here in a while. Okay, we won this back. We're going to send this force around the back way. No Mughal troops in sight. I don't like it. We don't care about cash. That's fine. Enemies are sieging our provinces over here. Yeah, that's to be expected. The Hormuzi troops are over here. And that's okay. We are heading over to deal with that. Still no sign of Mughal troops. Fascinating. So this fleet has been forced out, and actually the Hormuz fleet here has been forced out as well, apparently. But right now, we're only interested in taking out this fleet, which we absolutely will. 52 of those ships are transports. So that's not a problem. Yeah, they're already out of there. So we control this strait, and that's very important. We won this siege. So this force is now freed up to move this way. And so they shall. They're going to move their way on up. About like so. What's that Hormuzi force? They disappeared on me. And that means that they walked back into the Ottoman territory. Which I guess is fine. Okay. Mughals, what are you guys at? 279k. They're looking real weak right now. Yeah, they walked back into the Ottoman territory, and then... Oh, I don't like going that way, but okay, I guess that's what we'll do. These guys are going to make their way up over to, like, here, and then to here. Cool. So these guys, they definitely need to make their way over this way, and I'd like to start making a more aggressive push into the Mughals up this direction. We know that we don't actually need numbers to make this work. So that's excellent. Are you guys moving? No, you're not. Why don't you come on in over here? Okay. Yep, our reforms are absolutely working. Like, look at that. We still have manpower. Not a lot, but we do still have manpower. We're now at our maximum military power. And honestly, for right now, like, it doesn't help us. But we're going to raise war taxes. What else are we going to spend our military power on? We don't have an idea group to put it in. We could keep rolling generals, I suppose. What else can we put it in? I mean, I honestly don't know. We've already got 3 military ideas. We don't get another idea group unlocked for a while yet. And this is just the curse of being ludicrously wealthy in this game, right? That's what's happening here. Is we are out-wealthing everyone in the world. That's exactly what's going on right now. We're at 17% war score, and we're continuing to push on in. I'm actually going to send these guys back again. Man, I keep doing that when they're locked in. I need to stop that. But we're going to have them turn around, see if they can find that Hormuzzi force. Okay, we're continuing to win here, as we expect. Now, this fleet is going to get exhausted eventually. That's fine. These guys are going to make their way, like, up over here. Excellent. So we'll keep an eye on what's going on over here. We don't see the Mughal troops. They must be up here fighting the Ottomans, is all I can imagine. And Ottomans now have a comparable number of soldiers and more manpower than the Mughals do. So the Ottomans are actually more powerful right now. It's kind of hilarious. I'm going to park these guys up over here where we can hopefully use them as kind of scouts. Okay. We're going to get a little bit greedy here. But we're going to move up some reinforcements to make sure that we're not too greedy. Move some armies on up. Excellent. Hello. That's a single Hormuzzi stack. We'll let them lock in. Did they just teleport here? Oh, I guess we don't have fog vision here. Okay, so we're going to pop in this leader here. We're going to let them lock in. Do they have other troops behind them? That's a question, isn't it? We don't necessarily know. But even if they do, Hormuz is Miltech 25. I think we win that easily. So that should be fine. There's some Mughal troops, but they're not very scary. Excellent. I'm going to have these guys up here just in case. Okay, so this battle has joined. And we rolled very poorly. But they rolled worse. And we just have much, much better morale. Excellent. We're going to see if we can come over here and cut them off. I'm also going to send these guys up to Gaza as a scout. Should be fine. Okay, autosave going off there. And we're just going to come in over here for now. Hello, Mughals. Okay. We're going to put in this guy. That's an awkward path to take. Right. And it's because of this fort. Once that fort falls, we'll be much better off, but we're a ways away from that one. End of a revolutionary in Regensburg. Okay, well, I actually just looked at the clock and discovered it is well past time to put a cut in here. I was having too much fun with this war, clearly. So I'm definitely going to go ahead and put that cut in. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings. And next episode, we're going to fight these battles and see what happens. These guys are going to be pretty outnumbered when we get there, but our reinforcements will trickle in, and we should be able to take care of virtually a quarter of the Mughal army here. So that is a big, big deal. See you all next time.